Here we're going to have a look at finding an employee within Procura, so we can view both their employee details and also their employee schedule. From our main ribbon here in Procura, there's a couple of things that we can do. Just move this down here. We can move from the Clients tab to the Employees tab, and you can see we have some additional buttons in here for our employees. The first button we have is Find, and clicking on this will actually launch an employee search screen. But you can see when I'm hovering over that button, it also is giving us a shortcut, a keyboard shortcut there, which is Control-E. So Control-E or Find will do the same thing. However, the Control-E option is a shortcut that you can use regardless of where you are in the system. So you might be looking at a client schedule or anything else in the system. If you hit Control-E, you will get this Find Employee screen pop up for you. Now, looking at this screen, the default is to search for the employee via their surname, which is probably one of the easiest searches to do. If I type in the employee's surname, so we'll start with Care 10, one of our training employees, and I'll click Find. I can see Direct Care 10 has come up in my search. Now, when I search this way via Find Employee or using Control-E, this is going to insert the entire database for me. So it's quite a broad range search. It will search regardless what department they're in. I can see from this screen that Direct Care 10 is located in Metro East, but if I had some more people with the same surname, it will search the entire database for me. If I say OK, that will open up the employee record. So the employee record itself does have some useful information, which actually is drawn into Procura from Roster On. So that's our master roster system and our HR system. So all of the information that's in here has been brought in from there, including our employees' availability, which helps us build our schedule. Another useful area to point out in this screen is the employee number, which is showing in here as well. Now, if I was to use the Control-E search function again, even though I haven't returned to my main ribbon, I can search for another employee directly from this screen. Now, I am now looking for Direct Care 8, and if I click on to OK when I'm searching for Direct Care 8, their record is now showing for me. So it's a pretty easy way to search. I'll just close out of Direct Care 8, and I'll cancel this screen here and cancel this one. And close out Direct Care 10's record as well, cancelling there and back to our main ribbon. Now, the second option in here for locating an employee is this Select option. There isn't a keyboard shortcut for Select, but if we click onto it, it brings us into an employee lookup screen. Now, I'll just cancel this for now. The benefit of this Select screen is the fact that we can apply filters and narrow down a particular area before searching for someone. Probably the most commonly used search you'll do is a Control-E search, but I'll show you how this one works anyway. So in this screen, I'm typing in Control-F to bring up my Find screen, and we'll put in Care 10 again and say OK, but this time we are only searching in the RDN Metro East department. So if we had someone by the same surname working in another department, they would come up as well. But in this instance, we have found our employee by using the Select option. So the destination is exactly the same. There's just a few ways of getting there. From the employee record, I did mention earlier about availability. We'll have a quick look into here. If I click onto employee availability, what this is going to show me is a master roster or a copy of the master roster for the employee. For this employee, we can see that they don't work on Sundays, so they're all showing as off, and they're also greyed out, and the same for Saturdays. So they work Monday to Friday, and it looks like they work from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. every day, every weekday, I should say. So this is information from Rostron that is showing in Procura. Now this information is going to sit in the background of our employees file, and this actually feeds through to the employee schedule. So if I look at the top of the screen here, I do have a shortcut to the employee schedule. And if I click into here, what I'll see on the schedule is the same shading. Interestingly enough, on Sunday and Saturday, it appears that this employee has been scheduled on a day that they're not scheduled to work. And I can see that because it is still showing as being greyed out on the schedule itself. So we've got a little bit of tidy up to do there. Lucky it is just the training environment. Now there is a shortcut to view an employee schedule, and I'll just close out of here so I can demonstrate it for you. So I'm using my close option out of Direct Care 10's file, their availability and schedule, and back to our main ribbon. If I wanted to find the employee schedule, I could go to the scheduling tab, look for my employee section and click on to find, and then type in Care 10. And that will bring me to the same place that I was looking at before, directly to the client, the employee schedule, I should say. Just close out of here and we'll go back again. When I hover my mouse over the top of the Find button, we can see we're getting another keyboard shortcut there. So it says to find an employee schedule, we can use the keyboard shortcut Control, Alt, and E. Now again, the main benefits of these keyboard shortcuts are the fact that you can use them anywhere, regardless of which tab you're in, which screen you're in. If you use those keyboard shortcuts, it will bring up that search screen for you automatically. So it is a good way to navigate. And just to demonstrate, we'll have a look at Care 8 this time and find. We'll say OK. And here we are in Direct Care 8's schedule. This is a little bit neater. She's not working on the weekends, and nor has she had any clients scheduled. So that's nice to see. So just recapping again, finding an employee can be done through the tabs, or we can use those keyboard shortcuts. So find an employee, Control E, and to find an employee schedule is Control Alt E.